The purpose of country living has several facets. The first one is to raise your families in a safe and spiritually safe environment, where your children are raised in an environment where they're not at risk, they're not exposed to all the temptations in the city, they're not exposed to all the media and publications that the world publishes, where they can run freely, where they can play with sticks, dig holes, help to do agriculture, work in a simplicity where parents can point their children to what God is doing, to God's nature. That's the first purpose of living outside the city, and that's the reason that for over 150 years of the Advent message, Sister White, the Spirit of Prophecy, has been telling us that we should live outside the cities, not to escape from anything, just to have a safe environment. Now, should we work in the cities? Yes. The cities have millions of people that need to be reached. So we need to work in the cities, but live outside of the cities, nearby, but in places that are spiritually safe for our families. There's a second reason why we need to live in a country, besides being in a safe place. It's so we can keep working. In the cities, quarantines lock you in your own house becomes a prison. And so you need to be able to continue working. So here in this property, we have freedom to work all over the property, to travel, visit our neighbors. There is no quarantine out here in the mountains. It's only in the cities where you can't move around. But here we can work all day long outside, we can visit our neighbors, we can transport food, we can pick up food, we can raise our own. And so definitely one reason for the living in the cities is not to hide. This is not the time to hide. The loud cry is about to begin. And the loud cry is going to flood the earth like waters cover the sea. And it's time for us to be seen, to share, to be positioned where we can continue working when others cannot work. There are two, in healthcare, as a registered nurse, there's two types of people. There's patients and there's caregivers. If you're a patient, you cannot help anybody. You have to be helped. But if you're a caregiver, you can help other people. We want to be positioned in a country where we can be a caregiver. We have a place to stay, we have food, we have freedom, and we can help our neighbors, we can share, we can broadcast from right here. Recently we had high-speed internet put in so that we can reach the satellite from here, and we can do productions live from this place. It took several microwave links around the mountains to get here, but today, this morning, we were able to test everything. It's running well. We broadcast from here before. It means that we can continue broadcasting to the world as long as God allows us to, even from this location. So definitely those three things. One is to raise your family, one is to be free to work. And what about the question about hiding? Well, that will come after the close of probation. And even this location will not be safe. Angels will have to show us where to go at that point, because after the close of probation, Satan has total control of the finally impenitent. And there's nobody to be saved anymore. Everybody's made their final decision. At that point, God, like Elijah, will prepare a place for us to go. Now, of course, they will hit the cities first before it hits here. Another reason not to live in the cities is because God's judgments are about to fall on the cities. If you live in a city, you can't leave during a quarantine or a severe control. The vaccine is coming and you won't be able to move if you don't have a vaccine. And the vaccine has many physical risks to our bodies and possibly to our minds. And we have to be very careful. This is not a normal vaccine. This was developed specifically to control mankind. And so those who stay in the cities will probably die in the cities. Now God can forgive. Samson lived among the heathen. He violated God's law. He paid the consequences, but God will save him because he confessed his sins and God gave him back his strength. But he still died with the Philistines. We don't want to die with the Philistines. We want to continue working to save. And so living outside the cities, when the judgments of God fall on the cities, those that are living outside will be protected. But the time to hide will come after the close of probation, not now. This is not hiding time.